Welcome to this week's Autumn Journal Reflection. As we journey through this season of surrender, I invite you to pause, breathe, and create a sacred space for yourself. Whether you're listening while taking a quiet walk, sitting in your favorite corner at home, or finding a moment between the busyness of your day, know that this time is yours to reconnect with your deepest self and with the divine. This week, we'll be exploring colors of change, allowing it to gently guide our thoughts, prayers, and intentions. As you listen and later reflect in your journal, remember that this practice isn't about perfection. It's about presence. It's about honoring the unique path God has designed specifically for you. So settle in, open your heart, and let's begin this week's journey together. Your authentic voice and honest reflections matter deeply, not just to your own growth, but to the beautiful tapestry of purpose you're co-creating with your Creator to bring to the world. Week 4, Colors of Change. If change had a color palette, it would surely be autumn's. Each leaf that transformed is a small miracle of change made visible. What was once uniform green becomes a symphony of hues, each tree painting its own story of letting go. Change isn't always gentle, but it can always be beautiful. Sometimes the most stunning transformations require the deepest letting go. The trees teach us that we don't have to fear the colors of our changing. We can embrace them, celebrate them, even glory in them. In our own seasons of transformation, we too carry colors of change. Perhaps the golden wisdom of lessons learned through difficulty, maybe the crimson courage of love that chooses to remain despite pain, or the warm amber glow of hope that refuses to be extinguished. What colors is your change painting? And can you see in them the artistry of a God who makes all things beautiful in their time? Observations of seasonal living. The most beautiful changes often happen slowly, then burst into a magnificent display. Every ending carries within it the seeds of a new beginning. Change reveals colors we never knew we carried within us. The same tree that appears dormant in winter blazes with glory in autumn. Sensory notes. Texture. Smooth acorns and the papery rustle of fallen leaves beneath fingers. Sound. The whisper of leaves dancing in autumn wind and children playing in leaf piles. Scent. The earthy richness of decomposing leaves and the crisp promise of rain. Feeling. Wonder at transformation and the gentle melancholy of beautiful endings. Can we just talk about these colors for a minute? Honestly, one of the biggest reasons autumn has become my favorite season is this incredible color palette that just wraps around everything. Those warm hues, the deep oranges, the golden yellows, the rich burgundies, they literally scream warmth and home to me. I wish we were having this conversation in person right now because I would love to know if you feel the same way about it all. I'm definitely someone who is moved by colors and my environment, like really moved. The way light hits certain shadows or how a room feels completely different just by changing what's on the walls, it all affects me deeply. And I know I'm not alone in this, right? There's something about our surroundings that can either lift our spirits or leave us feeling a little flat. But here's what I've been thinking about. There have definitely been seasons in my life when my environment, whether it was physical or emotional or relational, wasn't exactly my favorite. Times when where I found myself didn't bring that sense of warmth and comfort I was craving. In those moments, I had a choice to make. I could let the temporary landscape define my whole story, or I could choose to trust and find contentment even when the view wasn't what I hoped for. Because here's the thing about autumn. It's not the end of the story. It's just one beautiful chapter that's walking us through change, showing us that even in transition, even in the letting go, there can be breathtaking beauty. These colors are temporary, but they're preparing the way for something new. And maybe that's true for all the seasons of our lives too. Prompts to prayerfully process. The colors of our changing seasons reflect the deep and complexity of how God works in our lives. Sometimes change feels like the gentle yellow of autumn birch leaves, warm and luminous. Other times it feels like the deep red of maple, intense and consuming. All colors of change have their place in God's masterpiece of our becoming. What colors best represent the changes you're experiencing right now? Where do you see beauty emerging from something that felt like an ending? How is God painting your story with shades you never expected? Season of now. Take a few minutes to step outside if possible, or look out a window where you can see trees. If neither is available, close your eyes and imagine the most beautiful autumn tree you've ever seen. Notice the variety of colors. See how even one tree can hold multiple hues: yellow fading to orange, green shifting to gold, red deepening to burgundy. Each leaf is unique, yet together they create something breathtaking. Place your hand over your heart and consider, what if your life is like this tree? What if all the changes you've experienced, the joyful and difficult, are creating a masterpiece of color that only you can display? Take a deep breath and whisper, God, help me see the beauty you're creating through all the colors of my changing. Natural observation. Nature shows us that the most spectacular displays often comes right before the deepest rest. The trees save their most glorious colors for the season of letting go. They don't become beautiful despite the coming winter. They become beautiful because of it. The changing leaves remind us that transformation and beauty aren't opposites. They're partners. Each color tells a story of chlorophyll breaking down, of nutrients being stored, of life preparing for renewal. What looks like dying is actually the tree's way of getting ready to live again. What seasons surround you in this moment? Describe what you see outside your window, what you feel on your skin, and what you hear in the air. If the colors around you could speak to your soul, what would they say about change? What beautiful colors are emerging in your own season of transformation? How might God be painting something magnificent through what feels like an ending? Sacred awareness. Sacred pauses. What change in your life has surprised you with its beauty? Where do you see God's artistry in your seasons of transformation? Divine details. What small signs of beautiful change are you noticing this week? How are ordinary moments being touched with extraordinary color? Spirit's movement. What new shade of character is God developing in you? How is your heart responding to the colors of this season? Sacred spaces. Where do you feel most in awe of autumn's colorful display? What space in your life is being painted with new possibilities? 90 Days of Intention, Week 4. Growth. What beautiful change did I notice in myself this week? Reflection. How is God using the colors of my changing to create something beautiful? Celebration. How will I honor the masterpiece God is painting in this season? The God that designed and formed you knows you better than you know yourself. Your Creator planted the seeds of His image uniquely in you and desires to co-labor with you in revealing the beauty of His goodness and mercy in the world. He desires to walk with you through every season and is faithful to complete what He started in you.